Sports Nation. Marcellus Vernon Wiley sitting here. LZ Lee Granderson. Oh, dang, that thing popped out. And Yada Mean in the house.
Mine lights up.
So you got more.
Hey, by the way,
I'm out of this.
Got a different shirt.
I ain't get a sword, so let's just get started and crack it with Going Places with presented by Toyota. Y'all nasty. First up, extinction level event. And let's keep it 0 to 100 real quick. LeBron James' insane performance last night sucked the life out of Toronto. And when you add in Kevin Love's 31 points and 11 boards, it may be God's plan that Toronto goes from 0-2 to 0-3. After the game, DeMar DeRozan talked about his views from the six.
We thrive off adversity. Every single guy on this team, we thrive off adversity. You know, we've been in tough situations before, and you know, sometimes when you put in a tough situation, that's what brings the best out of you, and that's what point we at now. You know, like I said, it's the first team to win 4. You know, we understand where we at, and we're gonna fight.
I mean, you feel bad for the Raptors?
Thrive off add who? Yo, first of all, I want to show y'all my shirt. It's Darth Vader. You know why? Because he's your father.
Oh, my God.
He is Toronto's father right now.
Look,
did you buy that? Do I feel bad for the Raptors? No, I feel bad for me. You know why? Because I spent all year long convincing people the Raptors are for real. They were the cover story for ESPN the magazine. You know that?
I do.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing. I actually have the unphotoshopped version. We have to Photoshop and retouch for the magazine, but the unphotoshopped version is right here. See, that's a regular one, but this is the real one right here. The clowns. You are clowns. You're making me look bad. You're making me look bad. No,
I don't know how you getting out the studio, but it ain't with me. I ain't walking out.
We ain't in Toronto. What you talking about?
Yeah, Drake out here.
Of course I don't feel bad for
They ain't Calabasas either.
I absolutely do not feel bad for them. But it is a fascinating dynamic that's happening that we've seen time and time again with teams.
What's that?
Pistons holding their own against the Bulls. The Celtics holding their own against the Pistons, and now you have Toronto and the Cavs. This is just a circle of life in the NBA.
I mean, look, circle of life. You went Lion King on the head.
Company man.
Here's the problem. Y'all stupid for believing that they had a chance in the first place. And
Don't call me stupid, bro.
You stupid, dog, because I've been telling y'all from hell. Oh, see, I've been telling y'all from hello. This team is mentally fried when it comes to facing LeBron. Look, LeBron against the #1 seed last year, Boston Celtics, that was a 4-1 gentleman's sweep. They'll be lucky if they even get that one game because it's going to be the same fate. The #1 seed ain't nothing to LeBron in the East.
This isn't actually about LeBron. LeBron's great. LeBron's going to be great. But this is about a team in Game 1 had a chance to put their foot on their neck and didn't.
They did.
And in Game 2, when LeBron started doing LeBron things, they folded.
Right, but you you bought into the new construction of this team.
I did.
A deeper team, the best bench in the league. DeRozan and Lowry are playing differently.
We did.
I did.
Yes,
100%
did. And I want to give props to Kevin Love. You balled last night.
Yes, he did.
He usually trash you during the playoff time.
No, you usually trash.
Yeah, that's right. I usually trash you. But you balled last night.
Let's move on, y'all. Other games out there.
Get this magazine out of my face.
Dreams and nightmares. And let's move on to that NBA topic.
Wait, I see what you did there.
You like that? A little bit.
Serious.
Free me. Hold up. Wait a minute. Y'all thought they were finished? Well, apparently the Celtics weren't. I did. As they rallied from 22 points down to take a 2-0 series lead. Ben Simmons scored a whopping 1 point.
Oh, man.
And Joel Embiid, he got dealt with, too. After the game, they talked about what went wrong last night. Shoot, everything.
It was mainly what I did to myself. I think mentally, I was thinking too much, overthinking the plays, and wasn't just out there flowing and playing the way I play, which is free. And I think, you know, obviously they have a game plan. I know what that game plan is. And I got to play my game.
We know what we got to correct. We got to be better defensively. Offensively, we just got to keep moving the ball and do our thing. So we know what we got to do. And, you know, honestly, I'm not too scared. So because we know what we got to do to be able to win games. And they're a very good team. They're well coached. So, you know, we just got to execute our game plan.
Yada, help me out. How long should we talk about Ben Simmons only scoring 1 point?
Probably until Game 3, because it's not going to happen. He's not going to have 1 point again. But I think what's happened to the Sixers overall is what I thought was going to happen in the first round.
What's that?
The idea that they weren't ready for the playoffs. They're the most talented team in the East, bar none, even including the Cavs, top to bottom. But the idea is the playoffs brings a different intensity and focus and execution level and adjustment level that young players typically aren't accustomed to.
Yeah, I mean, typically, but they're also losing to a young team as well.
Well,
I mean, some of their horses, they got a 20-year-old rookie that's a horse. Terry Rozier hasn't been in the league for 10 years.
He's been in the league for 3 years.
Brown. So
Al Horford, an all-star. He's been in the league.
Al Horford's an all-star.
Aaron Baines been around. Like,
all I'm saying is that some of the main horses for the Boston Celtics are also very young. I just think it's about matchup. This isn't so much to me about experience as much as about what do the individual matchups lead in towards of being able to make the Celtics more of a favorite in this matchup. I don't blame the 76ers for being down the road at all.
They're not supposed to.
I'm with Amin. Like, we thought this could happen in round one because we knew Eric Spoelstra was out there. Right. Great jockey, but didn't have the horses necessarily. One all-star in Dragic, but not really. And then you see this team now. Boston has players, but they're young. But now they have the jockey and the young horses to go out there. And right now, I think this is going to get reset when they go back to Philly. I am thinking this is going to go the distance. This is a 7-game series. But they're in trouble.
But I think also, we say they're young, but again, Rozier, this is his 3rd year in the league. Yeah. Horford, Marcus Morris, Marcus Smart. They got guys who've been there. You look at Philly, it's a lot of dudes who've never been here before.
And there's some dudes that have been there before. I mean, they did pick up some veterans as well. Redick,
Ilyasova.
Right.
But we're talking about all-stars over here, and you're talking about role players over here.
And let's go back to that. The fact that Ben Simmons, 1 point, okay, anomaly. Marcus Morris, who doesn't like you, who had beef with you, got into a scuffle with you earlier this season. You put him on there. Oh, no, you're right. Don't troll him that hard. Actually, Mitchell.
Is he a rookie?
Oh,
I think he's a rookie.
Mitchell actually came to his defense after the game, crazy enough, which is pouring more on the case for Mitchell because he's
such a good guy.
Yeah, right. All right, let's move on to my sports.
He's winning the PR war.
Let's talk about Josh Rosen. Oh, that's what he's going to wear? All right. In a piece on SI.com, Albert Breer writes that he talked to someone with a team that had been linked to Josh Rosen and that someone in their war room brought up this famous quote. You know the former Princeton basketball coach, Pete Carril. Well, the saying he had was, don't ever recruit a kid with a 3-car garage and a long driveway. Damn, my son ain't gonna make it. All right, I'm going to go first on this one. Let me talk to Real. This is just highlighting something I've been saying for a long time, and people just don't get it. I have not met the football player that I believe, and I'm certainly not one that had unconditional love for playing the game of football. It's just a real thing. Like, no one is sitting out there saying every day, every way, I love this game. You love what you do to it, and you love what the game does to you. But when you look at your fingers, and when you feel your back, and when you can't see your toes,
and your
neck, like when you're looking like this, throwing up gang signs saying hello, it's just a problem. But this is why coaches say that. We only want guys who need to play football. And that's all that quote is saying. I'm not taking it.
But it's still stupid, though, to me, because it suggests that in order to have that drive, you need to come from poverty.
You gotta be broke.
And if you're rich, that you're not having that drive. And it's like those two things do not go hand in hand. And I just think logic.
I'm going to stand in the midpoint. I would say basketball, look at Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. They grew up in 3-car garages and long driveways, and they ball out.
Peyton Manning.
But that ain't football. Football's different.
But Peyton Manning grew up in the 3-car garage, and it's all good.
Eli Manning.
Yeah, but if they had to choose, they choose adversity.
Shout out to you, Cooper.
Right. They always choose adversity over affluence. That's just how the game goes. Bad news, 3 years time.
Baseball time.
Or is it? Here comes the baseball. 1 year for Luis Carlos Ruiz, Colombian soccer.
Oh, no. Come on, bro.
Scores the own goal off his own head.
At least he get a hair flip at the end.
His goalkeeper's about to kill him.
Nice tan, too, out there.
Boca Juniors.
I need to get to Colombia for other reasons. 2 years for Jaylen Brown. 6 of Celtics, Jaylen Brown. He badly hurt.
He played hurt.
And Kevin Hart can't stop laughing at my pain, huh?
No, for real, you got 0.
We laughing at your pain now, Kevin.
Y'all going to Hollywood Bowl to see Kevin Hart? Yeah, me either. All right, 3 cheers for Yank Gervis Solarte.
What'd you say?
Yanabis Solarte. Is that how you say it? I wasn't there when they named him. Blue Jays, Indians, and Solarte slides.
That is not how you slide, bro.
That is what a
scorpions into the third base. Yeah, that's what they call that.
For real? Y'all just made that up.
Coming up next, Yankees, Red Sox. They're going to play 2 games in London's Olympic Stadium next year.
It's
a good idea, and is LZ taking a trip across the Atlantic?
Hello.
This is Sports Nation.
Mike.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.